Hello, everybody. I know. Who am I? Well, I am Kim, and I want to welcome everybody, whether you've just started watching or you've been watching for a while. Um, Welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, like I said, and this is a podcast which is mainly about knitting, a little crocheting. I would show you my spinning, but I really can't do that yet, and a little yarn acquisition, plus some other things. Anyways, uh, I do all these things right here out in my home outside of Lima, Ohio. I live here with my father-in-law, Ronald, his very handsome son, Randy, my gorgeous puppy dog, Ginger Snap, my beautiful cat, Purdy, and Ronald's cat, Tommy. Anyways, today is July 27th, and this is episode number 255. I'm sorry, you're going to catch me laughing throughout this. I might as well say it now. I apologize. I started recording on July 6th. I tried to post it, and it wouldn't post. And since then, life has been crazy. So I apologize. I don't like to make it a habit. So there you go. You can find me online on YouTube as Naturally Kim's Knitting, and also Naturally Kim's Knitting on Facebook and WordPress. Ravelry, I'm NapiersKnits, and then we have a podcast group called Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast Group. On Instagram, I'm known as Knittin_Kim. Now, I am an affiliate with Knit Picks and Michaels. And if you don't know what that means is if you order from them through my blog. I'm sorry, my shirt is all bunched up and it's really bugging me, but I don't think I can fix it. Anyways, if you order from them through my blog, I get a couple pennies. It doesn't add to your order, but it's a couple pennies I can use for postage, prizes, whatever. So anyways, I would appreciate it if you would do that. Like I said, it's Nitpicks and Michaels. And there will be a link on the show notes for my blog. Okay, now you know I mentioned that we have a Naturally Kim's Knitting podcast group. Well, through that, you can enter knit-alongs, craft-alongs. One that I start over almost every month is my finished object craft-along. I say almost every month because I will not be drawing a prize on August 1st. I will be drawing one on September 1st. So if you watched my previous vlog, you would have seen that I mentioned that. I wasn't sure. Well, I've decided for sure. So, yeah, more as to why in a minute. Anyways, for the finished object craft along, all you have to do is finish the object. Isn't that fun? Take a picture of it. Post a picture on Ravelry under the thread that's called Naturally Kim's Knitting Finished Object Craft Along, I think. It says, it'll say July and August Finished Object Craft Along. If there's a pattern name for your object, please put that with it. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing so much, but this is really ridiculous. Oh. Prizes for this will be a $10 gift card to Michael's or a $10 gift card to Knitpicks or one giftable pattern for up to $10. Since this is going into 2 months, I'm going to increase that to, first one who responds gets first choice, of course, but there'll be an option of one of two Knitpicks cards, one of two Michael's cards, or one of two patterns. Now, and that closes August 31st, and I will draw September 1st. Now, in addition to that, I have another craft along. I have a RowRow and Kades craft along, or accessories. Same thread. It's just when you finish one or the other, if you do a RowRow and Kades, working one of her patterns is a blessing. That would be so great. I just finished a pattern test for her, and I love working with her. Anyways, so for this, it's basically the same thing. To see the rules more in detail, just go to the Ravelry thread, and they're under there. Anyways, for this one, once you finish either RowRow and Kades or an accessory, take a picture, post it under that thread, and if there's a pattern name, please place it. And then on August 1st, I'll be drawing for this one too. Now, I always use random number generator. Okay, so you can poly dip. So if you finish a RowRow and Kades pattern, yeah, go ahead and put it in the finished object also. Perfect. Now, prizes for this one, I up it because I know my finished object is a 2-month one too, but this one, some of the things could take 2 months to finish. So I up it to $15. A giftable pattern for up to $15. Or a $15 gift card from Michael's or Knit Picks. Plus, you can have a RowRow and Kades or a Mila Knit Corner pattern, giftable pattern. Now, I would appreciate it if you choose one of the gift cards, if you would use it through my blog. That would be nice. Now, why did I say Mila's Knit Corner? Well, because our next craft along would be a pattern from Mila's Knit Corner. Oh, I should say this first. Anytime that I draw your name for a prize, you have 2 weeks to claim it or else you forfeit it. I'm sorry. I have to stop it somewhere or it gets crazy. You wouldn't leave this head sometimes. Anyway, September, October, we're doing a Mila's Knit Corner or something with red in it. Then November, December, I have a favorite that I do, and that's knitting for others. So we'll be doing that November, December. Okay. Now comes the interesting part. Because I've recorded all of this before. July 6th. And so I have to remember, if I finished something since then, have I included it or have I not? So, first thing we're going to start with, okay, I may say something is finished, but if you are new here, you know I'm horrible about doing my ends when I finish something. So they're finished, I just have to finish them. So these are my soup kitchen socks. I like them. Although one of them in at church this week, because I like to take them to church to work on them. One of them in at church goes, "Those won't fit my feet." And then he was commenting that he thought one toe was longer than the other. I don't think they are. Nope, they're not. Anyway, so there's that. Usually I do my work in progress first, don't I? Oh well. So there's that. I think I showed you my shawl the last time that I did for elevated design. Cottage garden. I think I did. If not, it's not out here. So I've got it back there. Okay. Oh no, I don't. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? And I love how, now you work this from this side to this side. So your rows are really long. But it is so lovely to work. Isn't that gorgeous? Anyways, there's that. And it's been blocked in everything. And we woven in and everything. Let's see, what else have I finished? I think that's it that's been finished. Except, you don't know what's in here, do you? Now I say finished, remember about the ends. These are my Advent socks. Now they're not all 25. But I thought we'd have a count together so I can see how many I do have. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. I should say this is fun because I've forgotten all the colors. 5, and they're not all the same size. I try, but sometimes I forget what I'm doing and I just go crazy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm going to take them out of here. There. 12. That was a long tail. 13, 14, 15, 16, and my template makes 17. Not bad. And we have 8 more to go. So if I get them done this year. Well, they are for me. So, it's not, if I don't, it's not a big deal. How about that, though? So, I didn't keep up with my doing 1 a week. Things have happened. So, I just didn't. So, what else is on my needles? Oh, I don't have a truth on here because I put down that I have a sock for the soup kitchen on my needles, and I don't right now because I just bound them off or casted them off, whichever way you say it. But these are socks that are for me, and these are made from West Yorkshire Spinners. There's the label. It contains 35% of blue-faced Leicester, or BFL, but it's 75% wool, 25% nylon, and this is their signature. Isn't that now? I work on these whenever I have a spare minute or two, which sometimes is until I get to bed. So my yarn sometimes gets wrapped around the sock. There's one of them. Isn't that gorgeous? I had to see. I didn't think I was ready for, or I was doing I'm not at the 1x1 ribbing yet. But there's the foot, my little heel, which then leads right directly into the knit 2, purl 2 cuff. And then after that will be a knit 1, purl 1 ribbing. That's one sock. This one is not as far. I wanted to get up to the ribbing before I went back to this one, but I picked this one up the other night and I thought, it doesn't really matter. So there's my other one. I like these. I like fun yarns anyways. Okay, so there's that. Showed you that. We talked about my Advent socks. Now, I don't know if you remember, but I know, maybe I didn't tell you this. I can't remember what was on my last podcast that I didn't get to post and what was on my previous one. I started my Every Which Way Filet blanket over again. I wasn't happy with something that was happening with it, but then I started it over, and if I could find time, I want to finish this soon. But isn't that pretty? This is the Cotton yarn from Knit Picks. I really do like that. Then, just because I never have enough things on my needles, well, actually, I had homespun, and I wanted to work it up. Now, I'm having a feeling this is going to be too heavy for the summer, but it is the V-neck tee. Now, I do want to remake it sometime with more appropriate weight yarn, but this is my hand spun. I spun this particularly or specifically for a top for myself. If you remember, when I was out in California last year, they couldn't do Lambtown, which is their fiber show, because of COVID and everything, but most of the vendors had specials and sales or whatever. And so I got enough, there we go, to make me a top. Now this is a top-down shirt, and there is the little V for the V-neck. The back of it, or, the other side of it is rounded. However, you could wear it the other way. So either one could be the front, either one could be the back. And I'm getting ready to separate for the sleeves. So right now, this is going to be the color that I use for, of course, the ribbing around the neck. There's a little ribbing around the sleeves and the ribbing at the bottom. Otherwise, it kind of fades. But since my colors aren't really fade worthy anyways, it's going to be a nice transition. So I'm happy with this. My concerns are I'm not going to get it done soon enough. I will explain. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll show you a couple things that I've gotten. So many of you, if not all of you, know that I adore my grandchildren. Who, as a grandmother, there aren't very many of us who don't. Well, I have a 7-year-old granddaughter, Genevieve, and a 5-year-old grandson, Tobias. So there is this wonderful yarn company. It's an independent yarn company called Yarnacious Fibers. So look what's on there. A dinosaur. So I was looking through their yarns that they had the other day. Probably a pair of socks, but I really hadn't figured out what I'm going to do with this yet. But it's called Jurassic Coast. It's from their Salta fingering, which is 15% Southwest Merino, 15%. I'm not reading that right. 85% Southwest Merino, 15% nylon. But if you've been watching for a while, you also know that whereby my grandson loves dinosaurs, my granddaughter loves pink and purple. And there's even a little orange in there for Tobias, who likes that. So when I wear these, I can think of my grandkids. These will have to be for me. I can't give these to the soup kitchen because they will have special meaning for me. But there's that. Then there is this little yarn company in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I don't live very far from Fort Wayne, but I've never been to this yarn store. However, I like buying from them because they have a wide variety of yarns. But sorry, I'm trying to look at something while I talk. Oh, there it is. Anyways, I like because they have a wide variety of yarns, all different price ranges. And the name of the company is simply Socks Yarn Company, but they have sock yarn, of course. They have DK yarn, all kinds of companies, all kinds of colors. And they were having a special whereby you buy a skein of yarn and you get this bag. The people who say I'm hard to shop for clearly don't know where to buy yarn. So then I was going through their site, and I like this because this is a small batch sock yarn. And I'm thinking that they either have an independent there that does it, or they do it. Oh, no, it says right here, hand-dyed in Turkey. But it is small batch. That's okay. I don't mind if it's in Turkey. And it's sock weight, 80%, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon. It could end up being a soup kitchen sock. Either that or else for somebody who I love and, I haven't decided for sure. But I like that. And I love it because this was free. I bought the yarn because I wanted the bag. Oh my goodness. Okay. I got bit by something. And I'm trying not to scratch, and I'm scratching it anyways. Iced tea. Plain old iced tea. So why haven't I posted lately? Well, I told you I did have troubles with uploading it on the 6th. Well then, oh, did you guys know that I cracked a tooth? See, I can't remember what was on my last video. I cracked a tooth. So, saw the dentist. Sorry, I'm sitting cross-legged. I saw the dentist, and he told me I had a cracked tooth. And he goes, "You're going to need a root canal." So about 2 weeks ago, I had to go and have a root canal. And then today, I had to go have a filling put on it. Temporary? I don't know. I have a cap put on it later on. So I had all that excitement because where I had to have the root canal was a little bit of a drive away because the ones that were in the area couldn't see me until end of August, beginning of September, and that wasn't going to work. A number of reasons. Part of it has to do with visiting, California, but probably I won't be at that point. So, had all that. I tell you, I need new glasses. Haven't done that yet, though. I had the eye exam, just couldn't buy the glasses. But then I've been noticing, gee, it's really fuzzy writing over there, isn't it, Randy? He goes, no. I said, okay, then I'm in trouble. Let's see. But then, a week ago, has it just been a week? Oh, a week and a half ago. I've been calling my orthopedic institute or the orthopedic doctor every couple of weeks to say, has my shoulder part come in? And there's a lovely lady there named Chantel. And we've almost got to be friends over this because I've had a replacement on this shoulder before. I've had both my knees replaced before. And since it's a replacement of a replacement, they had to order someplace to have it manufactured. Well, with COVID and everything, it took extra long to have it manufactured. So when I called a week and a half ago, I called her on a Friday. And I knew the doctor was on vacation. I just wasn't sure there'd be somebody in the office. Nobody answered. Okay, fine. No problem. You know what? I left a message. She'll call me back. So Monday, I got a call. And yeah, she went on vacation too. Just on Friday. But she goes, I was going to call you on Friday, but then I was on vacation. She goes, but today, she was waiting for, I think his name was Kevin, I don't know, from the manufacturer, who was supposed to tell her if the part was on the way. She goes, I will call you back as soon as he lets me know. 5 minutes later, I got a phone call from her. The part was on its way. So we could get the paperwork, so we could get things going. So that means, if you've ever had surgery, that means tests. That means seeing this doctor to see this doctor. That means, right now I'm off my pain medication. And with my arthritis. So, I have been busy this whole month. But, yeah, it's been interesting. So that's why you've not seen much of me. Because I've been letting the doctors, look me over instead. It's very weird, I tell you. So when's the surgery? This Friday. It sounds weird. And it looks weird to be smiling so much. This trip started a year and a half ago. We were having a family Christmas. This was before COVID, yes. We were having our family get together, and I was noticing I wasn't able to use my arm like I like to. And we called the doctor, and they wanted to go in and clean it out. Since it's a replacement, things can happen to it. So they went to clean it out, found out my body eats the adhesive that they use to attach it. So, yeah, so that started this trek. So I went out to California, spent 4 months visiting my grandkids and my daughter, came back home, saw him again. And he needed to have a special I can't remember if it was a CAT scan or an MRI. So we did that. Then I discovered about my, cancer trip that I went on. So he got put on the back burner a little bit, but then when I saw him in March, that's when we started the process going. We have had the surgery penciled in many times, and we've had to erase it just as fast. So I will be happy to have this never ending pain. I know it's going to be a different pain after surgery, but I do know that when that will fade, and hopefully when that fades, this will feel better. So there's my long story as to, why I haven't been posting. So in addition, though, I've got my notes here. I don't want to forget all the things I want to talk about. Okay. The Olympics are on. I know there are some people who are fighting or protesting the Olympics. That's fine. I'm not going to stop them. If I was in Japan, I would probably feel the same way. Not even probably. I would feel the same way. Because I would rather see the money go towards vaccinations and all that. But since I've done my part and I'm just here watching, I like to watch the Olympics. And I don't have cable. I don't have network TV. Two things I do have. Peacock is they have a free TV or app, and it's an NBC owned company, which NBC does the Olympics. So so I have Peacock and I have YouTube. Two of an Olympic lover's best friends, because I subscribe to the NBC Olympics, I think it's called, or NBC Sports, or whatever it is. And so it's not quite as satisfying because they'll show you you get to see a lot of the Americans competing, but you don't get to see the other ones, which I like to watch, like especially like gymnastics, all those things, swimming, all those things. And they don't necessarily show you everything, but you know what? I get to see the Olympics. They even showed a little equestrian today, and I like equestrian. So anyways, I love the Olympics. I've been watching them a little bit here and there. Since I'm doing it this way, I could leave it, come back to it, leave it, come back to it. So then, I love my birds out there. So it's been a little warm. And, we lost our heat pump just about the time it started getting warm. And so our house is extra warm, especially this room with a brick wall behind me. I don't even know what time it is right now, but yeah, usually afternoon it starts becoming a little bit of an oven. So I have windows over here. I have a window over here. We just pray for cross breeze and sit there as best we can. I have an overhead fan in here, and then I have a little hassock fan. And in here especially, it gets warm. So, yeah, I have all those going. But the other thing, I love this house. I love this house. I praise God for it. I thank Joe and Geneva, who used to live here, who built this house. My one downfall, little bitty kitchen in the middle of the house. One window. The minute it started getting warm and I would cook in there, oh, the sweat would just start pouring down. Well, I said in the introduction how my father-in-law lives with us, and he's been living with us for, over a year and a half now. But we've had his stuff out in the barn we have a barn with this house, in the barn for a long time. And this year we decided we're going to sell it. And we've done pretty good. We've gotten down to the last few items. I don't know why people aren't buying them. Nice wooden and glass end tables. Beautiful ones. But, I don't have room for them. And so, anyways, he had a refrigerator and he had a range. We were going to sell them. Well, my husband goes, I have an idea. He goes, in this barn, there's a big part. When Joe built this, they had an RV. So it is really tall. And one end of it was made to fit an RV in. The other end is divided into two rooms, one in the front, one in the back. The front one was his workshop when he repaired electrical things or whatever. There. Then in the back part was his office because he would do some insurance work and things for farmers. And so he needed a little bitty office. Well, it's not so little bitty. We have put a sleeper sofa in there and a chair because my husband has made the front part of it where the workshop was into a summer kitchen. So like today, I still have a zucchini out there, so I'm not going to say I'm probably at the end of my zucchini. I have made, I wrote down what all I've made. Zucchini brownie, zucchini bread, lots of zucchini bread, zucchini streusel bread, cookies, scones. If you can make it out of zucchini, bake it out of zucchini. I've done it, and I've done almost all of it out there. Tonight, in fact, we're going to have zucchini crab cakes. I'm excited about those. So, yeah, I love the fact that my husband, did that without me asking. Honestly, I wouldn't have thought about it. I've never known anybody to have a summer kitchen. So, let me tell you, it's nice when you have a little kitchen you're working in and. So, yeah, I'm over the top. We want to can our green beans out there and do our corn out there. Our one problem, we don't have water. But we have a hose with a long, long hose on it. Um, and my husband wants to get me some kind of wash tub that we could put out there. And then if we need water, we can use the wash tub and use our hose. If you need, it's not good for washing. Well, actually, you could warm up the water on your stove and put it in there too. So yeah, it'd be okay for that too. So I love it. Maybe someday I'll get a picture taken of them and show you. Oh, show you my nice little um, summer kitchen. And then right now, my cat's using this. Well, she has run of the whole barn, but she doesn't go in the big part. My little Purdy. She is very, very old. We don't even know how old, because when we got her, she was old, and she has lived many years with us. When we first got her, we took her to the vet to have her fixed, and the doctor goes, in order to even tell if she's been fixed, I would have to shave